We get to the part of the program where we're very honored to introduce the Lending Hearts Friend Award recipient. This is year number 4, as you know, for this gala, and as you can see, it's getting bigger and better and reaching more people and touching more lives. We've had 3 previous winners, all of whom are great leaders and great contributors, great ambassadors to the great city of Pittsburgh. Last year, we honored longtime Steeler defensive lineman Aaron Smith, who's a great person and just an all-time great Steeler. 2 years ago, former Steeler, now ESPN analyst Merrill Hodge reminded us all to always find a way. He authored a book, that was the title, Find a Way. And certainly he's had to find a way a few times, not just with cancer, but also now he recently had open heart surgery and joined my club, or the Zipper Club. And I talked to him a few days after his surgery. He was already up and around. The guy has a great will about him, and he did find a way. And he encourages all of us to do that. You know, I spent 34 years now in Pittsburgh covering sports at KDK TV, and I've actually witnessed so many inspiring stories. And what I've learned the most, and it strikes me time and time again, that the strongest people are not always the people who win, but the people who don't give up when they lose. There are tremendous and countless examples of people who have faced adversity, who have faced failure, but they overcome it, they continue to try their best, forge ahead, and eventually win. Running away from your problems is a race you will never win. I'm reminded of that time and time again when I talk to a lot of people that I admire in sports. This takes me to 4 years ago. Our very first winner of the Lending Hearts Friend Award was a man that I looked to as a civic leader, a local icon, and treasure. Like I said, I work in sports, so I cover guys who go 2 for 4 every day. 2 for 4 in this day and age will give you a $25 million contract. 3 for 4, look out, you could break the bank. Free agency, you won it, you'll make millions. 4.00 earned run average now, you're an all-star. But 2 for 4 isn't good enough when you're in the world of medicine. 2 for 4 is unacceptable if you're someone like Stanley Marks. He always wants to go 4 for 4, and he goes 4 for 4 quite a bit. He's a man who is one of the best at what he does. For him, there are no off days. There are no days where you can just say, I don't feel like doing this. He goes in. He lives with his patients, through his patients. He's all about his patients. Beating an opponent on an athletic field makes headlines, but ultimately beating a disease like cancer will be the win for the ages that all of us want to see. And events like this certainly help that. Dr. Marks is on the forefront of making things happen, and he is here now to honor our next Friends Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the amazing Dr. Stanley Marks.
Thank you. I don't know about amazing, but I think he's amazing. I think, let's give Bob a great hand. You know, there's no doubt that Bob Papiani is the best sportscaster in our region, but number one. But for those of you who don't know Bob, he's a number one family man. He's got an incredible family. His wife Lisa and Chelsea are here. And what many people don't know is that Bob does these sorts of things more than anyone else in town in the media. And he makes himself available for a variety of charity events. And anytime he's asked, he never says no. And I think he's just remarkable, and we're fortunate to have him in our region. So thank you, Bob. He and I also share a very common trait. We cry at the drop of a hat, both of us. And I remember a few years ago, I guess it was when he was giving me the honor, and he got up and just started crying, and he said, I can't do this. I cry when I watch the news. So, anyways, good evening. I'd like to thank all of you here tonight for your participation and vital support. By being here tonight, you're contributing to an organization that's truly making a huge difference for children that are battling cancer. I want to extend special thanks to the Gala chairwomen, the Gala committee, our board, Fozzie, and of course to you, Vaso, wherever you are. I know you're hiding somewhere out there. Your passion, your energy, your commitment to this organization never ceases to amaze me. Without you, Lending Hearts would have never become a reality, nor would we have had the success that we witnessed in this very short period of time. Although he's not here tonight, I would also like to thank Merrill Hodge for his strong support for this organization since its inception. He actually called me this afternoon and apologized that he could not attend for the first time because he's at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. But he made it very clear that he would have much preferred to be here tonight. It's truly a special pleasure for me to be here this evening, an evening to honor Corey O'Connor, a friend and a young man who has already done so much for our community. He does things in his own quiet way, because that's where his heart is. Whether it's coaching golf to students, operating Corey's crew, he always has a focus on helping others in our community, especially youth. He makes a difference in our region, not only as councilman of District 5, but also through his and his beautiful wife Katie's involvement in so many local charities, including the Bob O'Connor Foundation, the Mary Lemieux Family Center, First Tee of Pittsburgh, Children's Home, American Liver Foundation, Toys for Tots, Highmark Caring Place, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, Cancer Caring Center, and the Holocaust Center of Greater Pittsburgh. I don't know where you find the time. Corey also understands how cancer impacts a family when a loved one is diagnosed. I had the honor and privilege to care for Corey's dad, the late Bob O'Connor, in 2006, when he passed away from lymphoma of the brain. I personally witnessed how Corey held his family together, being the youngest child, through those 57 dark and difficult days at Shadyside Hospital. I was fortunate to know Bob O'Connor for many years previously and very early on in his political career. Bob was certainly not your prototypical politician. He was humble, hardworking, loyal, honest, and genuine. He personified Pittsburgh and provided enormous hope to our city during his very short tenure. And I am certain that Corey will do the same. Corey has clearly followed in his dad's footsteps and has the same qualities and genuine character. Corey gives of himself to benefit the good, the hope, and the future of others. He embodies what it means to lend your heart. I'm extremely pleased and honored to have the opportunity to present the 2016 Lending Heart Friend Award to Corey O'Connor.
I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to follow that. I will say that, Dr. Marks, if I ever need a political ad, can you please do the intro for me? So I was asked to come here tonight, and I was wondering what they wanted me to discuss. First, Vazo said, whatever you do, don't discuss the city budget. I said, don't worry. That's a longer conversation. But I first want to do something. I want to introduce my family, who I'm actually receiving this award for. My wife, Katie, and her mom is here. My sister, Heidi, and her husband, Rich. My mom's favorite child, and my brother, Father Terry. And my sister and I realized no matter what we do in life, we can't top a priest. So he wins automatically. And obviously, my mom, Judy. And I also brought... And on the city side, I brought somebody on purpose because it's snowing tonight. I brought Council President Bruce Krause, so if your street is not plowed, please see him at table 12 to get that plowed overnight. But when we look at how cancer affects not only the individual, but the family as well, and how everybody has to pull their own weight. And I just remember the moment that we went into the hospital, we really weren't sure what we were going to expect. And from all of us that night on, we really pulled together. My mom, which was amazing to the kids, she stayed in the hospital every night. I don't think she left my dad's side, which was amazing to us. It showed us the courage and the strength that the mom in the family is really the heart and soul and the backbone, and she did a tremendous job of supporting my father and the family as well. My brother and sister and I were doing our errands to keep the family's support around, but we were in a very unique situation, one that not many people are probably going to be in. We had two things going for us, two things that I am so lucky to be standing here today. One, we had an entire city supporting us. It's very unique that you can walk down the street, somebody says, "How's your mom doing? How's your family doing?" And that went on for the entire time my dad was in the hospital. And to get letters of support, knowing that people in the region are praying for you, that really gives you a boost that there is hope at the end of the day. And the second thing we had going for us was Dr. Stanley Marks. Now, I know Bob gave him an introduction, and we can't put into words what Dr. Marks did for our family during that time. I remember my dad, we were sitting in the hospital bed, and he turns, and Stan walks in, he said, "Oh, here's Stan the man." They were the best of friends. I remember the day my dad was sworn in, they sat at Stanley's famous seats at the Pitt basketball game. They played Notre Dame. My dad, Irish Catholic, I won't tell you who he was rooting for, but it was a good game. And a lot of the time, we don't thank the doctors enough. And I thought today when I was coming over here, this is my time to thank Dr. Marks. And when you think about him treating not only my father, but his own personal friend, that's got to be hard and difficult on him. And he was with us each and every step of the way. And on behalf of my family, if it wasn't for Dr. Marks, we wouldn't have had those extra couple days with my dad that we so much cherish. So, Dr. Marks, I really have to thank you for everything. And I not only wanted to touch upon the experience that we had with my father, but also as a kid, a lot of people don't know these stories that I'm about to tell you. And this really relates to lending hearts and supporting children, because a lot of the time when a kid is diagnosed or a family member is diagnosed and you're a young person, you don't know how to react. And there were two stories that really stood out in my life that really changed me personally and also professionally. When I was 6 years old, two incidents happened within 6 months of each other. I was sitting on my couch one morning. My dad comes running down the steps, gets in his car, and speeds away. I have no idea what's going on. My mom is upstairs, frantic, not really sure, can't really give me an answer. Again, I'm 6 years old. What is she going to tell me? My dad comes home hours later. They sit me down at the table, and they say, "Well, Corey, we have some bad news. My 7-month-old cousin, who slept at our house every Friday night, passed away from SIDS that morning." So as a 6-year-old, I have so many questions. How did this happen? Why did this happen? What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to react? So we managed to pull together and get through that. And then 6 months later, I'm sled riding with friends. There's a neighborhood party. I go sled riding with a bunch of friends from the neighborhood. We go up the hill. We come down, and my friend Greg just came down on his back. We weren't thinking anything was happening. And we turn around and Greg's still laying there. And we said, well, come on, get up. What's going on? We ran over. Sorry, this isn't my favorite story to tell. We ran over. We lifted he had a full ski mask on. We lifted his mask up, and you could just tell something was wrong. So all of us sprinted to our homes. I remember my mom and sister were there. They jumped off the couch. They ran, picked Greg up, and they took him to the nearby Heritage House. Again, later that night, all of the friends in the neighborhood were together, and they came in about 3 a.m., told us that Greg had passed away, and he had a severe asthma attack. So now I'm 6 years old, and I've had my cousin, who was 7 months, and then one of my really good friends who was 8 years old, pass away within 6 months. And to a 6-year-old, you ask all these questions. Why is everything happening? And back then, there weren't organizations like Lending Hearts. There wasn't the Caring Center to go to. And that's really where I believe this organization pulls everybody together. It's not just the adults in the family, but the kids. How are we supposed to react? Who are we going to talk to? You go to school the next day, how do you relate to your friends? Because you want to tell them stories that they're not going to understand. And that's the beauty of this organization and why I was so honored to come here tonight to receive this award, because they mean so much to not only individuals who had a situation like me, but they mean so much to families in this region and outside of this region, and how important it is that we not only think of the individual, but the families. And for the tremendous work that's just happened since 2004, it's amazing to have a great organization like this. And I want everybody to think when they go home tonight of a story that you wish you had that support for. And that's why we're here tonight, to continue to support Lending Hearts, because without them, kids and families would not be able to get through difficult times. So I just want to thank you for allowing me this time to share this story, and thank you for coming here tonight to support a great, great organization in our region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey. Congratulations. Job well done. The first family, the O'Connor family.